This morning, growing fears of Venezuelan gang members coming across our southern border as officials confirm this migrant suspect accused of squatting inside of a Bronx home with guns and drugs is tied to the dangerous Tren de Aragua gang. So what do we know about their threat? Joseph Humire is executive director at the Center for Secure Free Society, and he joins us now. Joseph, tell us about Tren de Aragua. What should our viewers know about this gang and just how it's metastasized in Latin America?
Yes. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Rachel. Good morning to you and your audience. Three quick things about the Tren de Aragua. The first, and I've said this many times, but it merits saying it again, it is the fastest growing transnational criminal organization in the world. Only 7 years ago, they had presence in 2 countries in South America. And within 7 years, they now have a presence in 10 countries throughout the entire Western Hemisphere. And that also includes right here inside multiple cities in the United States. And so I've never seen a transnational criminal organization expand that fast. Not even the Mexican cartels expanded that fast in that short amount of time. The second point is that the specialization of the Tren de Aragua from Venezuela is not drug trafficking, it's not money laundering, it's human smuggling and human trafficking. That's what they're experts at. All the countries that they proliferate inside the Americas, they tap into human trafficking networks and they push migrants across borders. That's what they do. And so that's obviously a particular additional concern. And then the third point is probably the most concerning is we're perhaps dealing with the first state-sponsored transnational criminal organization, because when you go back to the history of how this was formed inside Venezuela, you have to actually go back to at least 2007 when Venezuela did a reform in its legal system and the prison system where they handed the prison to the prisoners. It's called the Pranato system, where they actually put prisoners, gang leaders, in charge of the prisons inside of Venezuela. Then to 2011, they created a ministry of prisons where they consolidated this inside a prison in a state called Aragua. That's why it's called the train from Aragua. It's a state inside Venezuela. And then the third is 2020, when they released these prisoners, 1,373 prisoners in particular from that prison under, get this, a program called A Path for Liberty. And so coincidentally, since 2020, we've seen mass migration start to pivot north from Venezuela into the United States for 2 reasons. Because the Maduro regime built an air bridge through its state airline into Mexico and a land bridge through the Tren de Aragua through the Darien Gap. So that's what to me, the biggest concern of this is we perhaps are dealing with a state-sponsored criminal organization.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The state of Venezuela, or the socialist communist state of Venezuela, working with these gangs. And then we had Congressman Nels on our show. I had him on my podcast as well, and he said that he was getting information that our government knew that Venezuela was releasing these prisoners from these prisons. So why wouldn't we have known? I mean, obviously we knew that. How are we allowing them to come through the southern border? What is our government doing? What are you hearing about how we're trying to protect ourselves? Is anything being done?
Well, that's a great question, Rachel, because I think we were fundamentally underprepared for this, and we shouldn't have been, because if you were just paying attention to Latin America, we're talking to our South American partners in Peru and Chile and Colombia or anywhere, really, they would have told us this is going to be your big problem. In fact, I've said it several years ago. So we shouldn't have been underprepared. We were underprepared. But I think the ways to remedy this today is, one, I think there's been certain senators, I think Senator Rubio, I think Congresswoman Maria Villalobos have mentioned labeling them as a transnational criminal organization. That's the first step. That's absolutely necessary because it provides more authorities to law enforcement to go after them in a much broader way, in a coordinated way as well. And then the second thing is we need to have a discussion about perhaps putting Venezuela on the designator of a special alien country, meaning that we don't know who's coming from Venezuela. We have no partnership with the Venezuelan government. They're not going to provide any transparency to their law enforcement programs. And even if they did, they're probably deceiving us the whole time. So we have to have special additional screening measures to know which Venezuelans are coming into our country. We do this for terror-prone countries, about 30 countries around the world, Syria and Somalia. Yeah. We add additional screening measures to understand who are coming. We need to do this to Venezuela as well.
Yeah. Seems pretty sensible, especially when you consider how close China and Venezuela are as well. Joseph, so great having you on. Thank you for all the information.